So today we're starting over here at my base, where in our last episode I killed the Wither and got this beacon. And let me tell you, that Wither fight was very, very hard. But we just about managed to survive it, and now we're here. And as you might be able to tell, I've done a little bit of off-camera mining. I'm a little bit addicted to this beacon. Hey everyone, I'm DT10 and welcome to episode 11 of Dalek Mod Survival. And today we are here at my base, and as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. So the reason all of this looks the same as it used to is because actually this beacon doesn't do instamine on stone. However, it does instamine sandstone and, more importantly, terracotta. So I've just come up here for a bit of a better view, and as you can see, I did a lot of mining. But honestly, it was very, very fun. So obviously, this took a very long time, but it certainly took less time than it would without this beacon. A lot less time. So I was able to make some really good progress. So obviously, this looks nothing like a cave, and it's definitely not going to stay like this. I'm going to smooth it all out here, but this will actually mostly all be stone. And what I'll do is, in the ground here, I'll create little kind of tentacle styles thing to really blend it in. So what I'll be doing is replacing a lot of this with stone. But this kind of gives you an idea of what I'm aiming for. So you have these coming out of here, they'll be textured with slabs and stuff, but at the start of this episode, what I really want to do is tear through all of this, and that's because the reason I stopped here is because obviously this isn't instamine, so it was a little bit slower, but I think it's probably worth it to have a really good go and remove all of this here. But I think before we do that, I want to show you some other stuff I've done between episodes. So straight away you can see I've killed 2 swoods, and I was very, very proud of myself. I've also, however, used almost all of my riches to extend this beacon. This is now a level 3 beacon, so if I wanted to, I could have strength, but I really don't need it. However, what I've now got to do is make the last layer, which is the really, really big one. And apparently, if my maths is correct, it's going to take something like 81 stacks of iron. So that's definitely a long-term project, but at some point we might have to go mining for some of that iron. I'm not sure when, it might be in some sort of time lapse, I might even just do it off camera. And then the other thing I've done is actually over at the community island, so we'll head over there now. So as you can see, it looks quite a lot different. So this is actually the start of a new shop coming along by Teeb and Infinity, and this is going to be an end-busting shop, and I think I'm definitely going to be buying some stuff from here because I'm really in need of some of that. But as you can see, this looks a little bit strange. It looks like something's torn through it, and to be honest, it has. Now, what we've been doing is basically trying to make the whole of the community island level. So we need it all at Y70, which is the level that these 2 shops are at. So we're basically going to get rid of this entire mountain. And we did have a crack at it because you see, both of my shovels here, they have efficiency 4 on diamond and efficiency 5 on iron, which means they both instamine through all of this dirt, which is really, really handy. So that does mean maybe at some point in the future of this episode, we might be making some progress on this, but I think definitely, first of all, I'm going to go back to my base and we're going to get rid of the rest of that stone. And let's be honest, there's only one way we're going to do that. It's time-lapse time. Ow. after that ridiculously hefty time-lapse, this is what we've ended up with. And I say hefty because this was by far my longest time-lapse yet. This was hours and hours of digging. This took so long, but I think it was worth it. Now, I don't know about you, but the base genuinely looks completely different. Like, it's barely even recognizable. All of this space on either side is completely gone, and I did have to get rid of the chair. But I think it's a vast improvement. There's so much more space now. And the great thing is I've been at my base for so long that all of my crops have grown. But something that's potentially even more ridiculous than this massive hole that I've now created, and I've fallen the beacon. As I was saying, something even more ridiculous than this massive hole is the amount of resources I have gathered. I had a chest monster going a second ago. I've tried to tidy as much of it up as possible. But I mean, this is a full shulker box of smooth stone. This is a full shulker box of cobble and smooth stone and some andesite. And I'll explain why I've got all of this in a second. But then you've got a full shulker of terracotta, another full shulker of terracotta, even more stone and andesite and cobblestone and a bit more terracotta, and then even more stone and some junk. So the reason I've kept all of these resources, and you may have also seen that I was using all of these furnaces to smelt some of my cobblestone, is because I originally had a full shulker box of cobblestone. However, I quickly realised I'm going to need a lot more stone for this base project than I am cobblestone. So I figured I'd get it smelting, and this also worked really well, because the XP I got from smelting could be used to heal my pickaxe. And speaking of pickaxes, my pickaxes are almost broken. You see, this is actually my second Unbreaking 3 Efficiency 4 iron pickaxe I've had to use. And if you think about it, that is absolutely crazy, because this has 250 durability in itself. With Unbreaking 3 on it, this means that you can mine up to something like 5 blocks, and it only goes down 1 durability. So this is thousands and thousands of blocks. And something I'd really like to do now is go into my statistics and blocks mined, because I think this would be absolutely crazy. Well, that's pretty crazy. I've mined almost 10,000 stone, 2,000 dirt, and where's my terracotta? 2.8 thousand white terracotta, 2,500 normal terracotta. Wow, this is pretty insane. Yeah, I think it's safe to say I've mined a lot in this episode. But yeah, so that was a pretty crazy start to an episode. But I'd now like to speak a bit about my proper plans for this base, because I haven't actually shown you a very detailed design. Now, the reason this sand is here is because what I'm going to do is basically layer this base. So at the bottom, it will be this full circle with some stone, some patches of cobblestone, andesite, all the messy stuff removed here. Then when it gets about to that cobblestone there, which is 10, 11 blocks in the sky, it will go 1 block outwards. And obviously I'll mix it in a little bit. I'll make it look natural, like a cave-ish, because I'm not exactly very good at terraforming. Then it will go up another layer, which means it will be 1 block inwards all the way around. And then there'll be another one somewhere up there. And then basically what it should look like is all of this terracotta will be gone, and it will all be stone and cobblestone, and it will look like a proper cave. I could even have some stuff hanging down. This circle at the top will be significantly smaller, and then I'll have all the stone stuff I was talking about earlier stretching out, looking like the stone is almost seeping out of the cave. Now, don't get me wrong, this looks like a silo. This looks pretty horrible. It looks nothing like a natural cave, and honestly, when it's done, it will probably still look ridiculously circular and not much like a cave, but we'll fix that problem when we come to it, because that's not all I'd like to do this episode. You see, I'll work on this base in the background, but there's another thing I want to start fairly soon, and that's this thing. You see, this is incredibly ugly, and this episode I kind of want to change that. So I'm going to get a proper exterior for this TARDIS, and then in the near future I'm going to be working on the interior, because I've actually been stockpiling some Gallifrey bricks, which is what I'm going to need to build this interior, as well as a lot of other stuff. So in the future episodes, expect to see a lot of TARDIS progress and a lot of base progress. So I've gone into a creative test world and just lined up 8 of my favourite exteriors from the mod to see which one I'd pick. Now, I'd really like your thoughts on these ones. So these are kind of my favourites. I think these ones look really good, and these are the ones I'd consider crafting into a chameleon circuit for my TARDIS. So first, we've got the Dalek Mod A TARDIS, which I just think has a really nice police box texture. We've got the Ed's TARDIS, we've got the 12th Doctor's, we've got the 13th Doctor's, we've got the Synced police box, the RGB police box, the Synthwave police box, and finally the CMYK police box. So please let me know which one you think I should go with. Now, I'm kind of in between a couple of the main ones. I really, really like this one, kind of just for its simplicity. I really like the 13th Doctor's, and I kind of don't want to go for this one. I think it has one of the best designs, but someone else on the server already has one. I think it's either Infinity Crusher or Pixel. In fact, yeah, I think it might be Pixels. Infinity changed his recently. And then you've got these, which have a really, really cool color palette. Now, if I was going to go for any of them, I think I'd probably go for this one, the Synthwave one. So I'm not too sure. Let me know what you think. Now, to craft the Dalek Mod A, it's actually really, really easy. All you need is a TARDIS key as your main component, and I have one of these. So to craft this one, it's actually really quite simple. Now, I've just kind of been thinking, and I actually might get rid of the Ed one too, only because it has the very old texture. And while I used to love the old texture and how detailed they were, I've kind of gotten used to the new ones, and I have to say, I prefer the new ones, so I think I'm going to get rid of this one. And I'm also going to get rid of this one because, like I said, someone else has it on the server, so it's kind of narrowed it down to these ones. So, like I said, that one's really easy to craft. This one, I do know how you craft it, and you need sonic shades or a sonic screwdriver, so it's a little bit harder to craft this one. And then it's pretty much the same for this one. You need the 13th Doctor Sonic, or at least I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, you either need your 13th Doctor Sonic or your crystalline rotor. And then for this Synthwave one, it's actually blue glazed terracotta. And I actually have no idea. Oh, you smelt it. Okay, so this one might actually be quite easy. I obviously have quite a lot of terracotta. And even if I don't have some blue one, I've got a lot of lapis. So I could easily combine it into some blue terracotta. So that actually tells me a lot. These two are the easiest to craft. And then you've got these two, which are a little bit harder. Now, honestly, it looks really, really good. And I think it's the easiest one to craft by a mile. I mean, I could just hop onto Dalek Mod Survival and do it right now. So I think I'm going to go with the Dalek Mod A. Now, it's a little bit boring, and I can always change it in the future. So still let me know what you guys think. So yeah, I'm going to go with this one. If you guys really, really want this change, then please let me know in the comments. But let's hop back into Dalek Mod Survival. Alright, so we're back on the Dalek Mod Survival server, and I'm actually over here at my house. And as you can see, I've actually done some tidying up. Now, I didn't show this on camera, but I've got completely rid of this entire lava pit. I've got rid of all of the trees, and that's going to be annoying. As I was saying, got rid of all the trees and the dirt that they were planted in, and there's pretty much just this house, and I've even been sorting out some of the chests in here. Now, yeah, most of this is all just junk that I still need to get rid of, and an ender chest, and there's actually some pretty good stuff in here, which I need to transfer, but we'll get to that another time. I was just looking in case I have a non-binded TARDIS key, because I obviously have this one, and then I have this one, both of which are binded. Now, I think I could still craft it using a binded one, but I ideally want to find a different one, and that's because that's my backup one in case I die, and that's the one I carry around, so I kind of need another one, and I was just seeing if I could get away with not trying to craft it, but I don't think I have one, so we're going to go and craft a TARDIS key. So I do have the gold. Now, I might not have it smelted, but I definitely have it over at my base from all the digging I've done. I think first of all, we'll hop to the end and get one of our ender pearls. Alright, so we're back here in the end, and I've actually just come across an end city. I was genuinely just flying around trying to find some land. I found this, and then suddenly this came into render distance. So I have no idea if it's been raided or not, but we may as well check while we're here. Oh, it's definitely not been raided. I will definitely take some diamonds. I'll take the gold, saying as I need it. Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3, I may as well. And Sharpness 3, I have Sharpness 4. I'll take the Sharpness 3 in case we can actually upgrade to Sharpness 5 at some point in the near future. And then in this one, ooh, a bit of Iron. Unbreaking 3, 5 Protection 3, don't really need it. Depth Stride 2, Feather Falling 3, don't need it. Unbreaking 3, Protection 4, don't need it. And Fortune 2 or 9 Pickaxe, yeah, no, don't need any of this. So this has actually been kind of helpful. We've got the sword, but I think we'll get back to trying to get an ender pearl. I get so easily sidetracked on this server, honestly. Now, this might be a little bit stupid, but I kind of want to test quite how good my Feather Falling 4 boots are. So I don't think I should die. I'm just going to casually jump all the way down here. Oh wow, I love Feather Falling 4. I'm never going to die full damage again. I don't need to be even scared of ravines. Oh, this is amazing. But anyway, I need to stop getting distracted. I've looked at this guy, and I'm pretty sure... yeah, I have looting 2 on this sword, which means this should be fairly simple. Yep, there's our ender pearl, and we can head home now, and yeah, we just need the gold now. This should be pretty simple. Although in all of this, I've kind of forgotten all the other stuff we need for a chameleon cartridge. So you need 3 electronic circuits, 2 silicon, I've definitely got the silicon, and 3 brass ingots. Now, oh, you're kidding me, I literally just chucked out, where was it? I literally just chucked out, yes, perfect, some copper ore. So we can smelt this into 2 of our ingots, and then we need 1 more. I'm sure I can find some copper ore somewhere. I'm still not entirely used to getting back here and it looking like this, and I'm definitely going to sleep, because I've also made it full bright, which means even when it's dark, as it is now, you can see everything, which, oh, That's perfect. But anyway, I'm going to sleep because I keep forgetting that it's actually nighttime. Alright, perfect. We've got our 3 copper ore, which we can smelt into some brass. And then we've actually also got the gold ore right here in our inventory, so this should be pretty easy. And if you're wondering why I didn't just look in here for 20 brass ingots and all the gold I could possibly need, I have no idea. Let's just use this. I honestly have absolutely no clue why I didn't just look in here. But I guess we've got a little bit more copper to add to our collection. Right, so we need 2 gold like that, 1 gold nugget, and then 1 of these ender pearls. And perfect, we have a completely non-binded TARDIS key. Now, we actually need some electronic circuits as well. And they're actually surprisingly... Wait, I might actually have some before I finish that sentence. I'm pretty sure in this other mob loot chest. Yes, perfect. 2 electronic circuits. So we only actually need to craft 1 more. Alright, 2 pieces of redstone, 2 pieces of iron, and 1 silicon. I'm pretty sure that should be fairly simple. Right, so here we go. 2 pieces of iron like that. We need 2 pieces of redstone at the top and bottom, 1 piece of silicon in the middle, and we've got this electronic circuit. And then combine these 3 electronic circuits at the top, these 3 brass ingots, a non-binded TARDIS key, and 2 silicon. Let me just check that is the non-binded one. Yeah, perfect. And we've got the Dalek Mod A chameleon cartridge. So now, fingers crossed, if I summon my TARDIS, we should be able to use this little thing and pop this in there. Now, my exterior wouldn't have actually changed yet, because if I understand correctly, I then need to go to my TARDIS monitor and chameleon circuit and scroll all the way through until I find Dalek Mod A, and it should be unlocked. You've got to be joking me. You've got to be kidding. The default exterior is unlocked anyway, and the Dalek Mod A is absolutely no different. Oh. But, oh well, for the sake of it, we'll save it as the Dalek Mod A. And now, hopefully, we are flying a proper TARDIS. Perfect. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Why did I not realize that this was the default exterior? Oh, that makes a little bit more sense. Now I feel slightly less sad. My TARDIS feels a little bit less impressive now that I'm just using the default exterior. Well, those 5 minutes were a complete waste of time. But all is not lost. This episode still isn't finished. Now, this episode's been a little bit of a weird one. We've done some very strange stuff. We've made some incredible progress on our base here. We've then just made a TARDIS exterior, and what I'm planning to do next is even more like a little odd job. So I don't want to leave the base just yet. We're still going to make a little bit more progress. Now, I did just need that break to get away from here for a little bit to go and get a TARDIS exterior that was completely pointless. But what I want to do next is actually get rid of this entire bedroom and remake it. You see, not only is it not level with that, as you can see, that's level with the circle all the way up to the top, and this is actually 1 block back, but it's actually a horrible little room. Like, this is incredibly ugly. And when I made this, I didn't even have my silk touch, which means I wasn't able to decorate it with any smooth stone or anything. And I think, actually, yeah, the same's for this. So I might actually come over here and replace some of this cobblestone with some smooth stone. And maybe put some slabs in the corner as well. I think overall that might add quite a lot to it. First things first, though, my inventory is a complete and utter mess. I need to do something about this. I really do, at some point in the near future, need a proper storage system. Like, there's just shulker boxes absolutely everywhere. In my TARDIS, in my base, I've just got this massive monstrosity. I really do need to do something about it. And I also want proper TARDIS parking, because this singular Zyton block doesn't seem to be doing the job. But anyway, I've cleared my inventory out a little bit, or at least we should have enough space to pick up all of the stuff we get from destroying this. And yeah, let's do a quick little time-lapse of me destroying this little room. Actually, I'll abandon that time-lapse idea because it's kind of just occurred to me. I've spent about a minute on this, and that's that there's not really much to remove because there's not much here. And all I'm just going to do then is make this space a little bit bigger because I do actually have a bedroom design right the way back from when we made this farm in my creative test world. Here we are in our creative test world, and this is where I design my shop. This is where we do all this stuff. You know all of this. This is our bedroom design. And it's such an improvement. Now, obviously, this will all be smooth stone. I actually designed this with no silk touch in mind whatsoever. And these will probably be shulker box and stuff. We can always make alterations. But yeah, this is the design I'm going to go for. So it's very similar to this one, which is the whole point. It needs to be a bit more uniform. And then there'll be even more of these. So one of them will hopefully contain a storage system. One of them may contain a certain type of other farm that's maybe a bit more automatic than this one. Maybe a sugarcane farm. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm planning. So for now, we'll just work on this one. So I guess maybe now it's time for a time lapse. Although it's also just occurred to me my pickaxe durability is really not looking good. I may have to cut it a little bit short. Look, we'll go with what we can. Learn time lapse time. So after that fairly short time lapse and a little bit of extra work here and there, this is what I've ended up with, and can I just say, it's such a massive improvement. I really like the use of the slabs. I think it's really nice. The texture adds so much to it, and mainly there's just a lot more space. So I did add an empty shulker box here for some storage. I've added a little seat here, and I actually changed the wood to dark oak because I thought it looked a little bit nicer, and it just looks so much better, and the base in general feels so much more complete. Now I might add a couple more slabs to this in the near future, maybe off camera, and also off camera I'll just get rid of all of these crops so I've got a little bit more food. But that's pretty much it for this episode. However, it's been a couple of days since I actually recorded this time lapse, and in that time it's kind of crazy. I've actually reached 200 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, so thank you all so much. And over at my Twitch on Saturday we actually did an event for it, and here's a screenshot of all the people that participated, or most of them at least. Towards the end we took the screenshot. It was loads and loads of fun, and I'll probably be doing more of these in the future, so if you'd like to see something like that in the future, or even be part of it, then make sure to go and check out my Twitch. But yeah, that's it for this episode. So we have done a lot this episode. We made so much progress digging the hole. We made a brand new bedroom. We've got a lot of resources. We made this TARDIS behind us. And in the coming episodes, we'll be making even more progress on the base and the TARDIS. So if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like or comment. And if you'd like to see more content like this, then please subscribe. But I've been DT10, and I will see you in the next episode.